ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a film from 1971. That movie is Dirty Harry. Yeah, guys, shockingly, I've never seen any of the Dirty Harry films. I was even more surprised when I found out that there's only 5 movies in the series. I genuinely thought that there were more Dirty Harry films out there. Now, the good news about the series only being 5 films long means I can cover them all for this series, and I'll be able to cover most of them this month. And I thought it would make perfect sense to kick off with the first film. Now, I'm going to tell you guys everything I know about the Dirty Harry series. I know that they all star Clint Eastwood, and he plays a loose cannon cop by the name of Harry Callahan, who's been nicknamed Dirty Harry. That's literally as far as my knowledge in this series goes. I don't know anything else about what the hell goes on in these movies. I don't know how much of a loose cannon Harry really is. I have no clue, like, if he's going after, like, a drug gang or serial killers. I don't know what the fuck he, actually goes after as a cop. I am not even sure what city it's set in. I swear, guys, I really have been curious about watching these for a long time, and now that I finally have my chance, I'm kind of psyched, because I've heard nothing but good things about most of the Dirty Harry films. And now I finally get to see if these things are any good. I'm genuinely hoping for them to be good, but the only way I'm going to find out is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Dirty Harry. You know, guys, I am really digging Harry's, style. I really kind of like how he's got, like, a simple, badass, like, flair to everything he fucking does. It's really awesome. Did Harry just save a suicide jumper by punching him in the face? I really think that is what I saw. And his little bit of dialogue before he punched the jumper in the face was fucking funny as hell. I'm really liking Harry as a character, guys, and I'm loving him more and more with every passing scene. Alright. Well, guys, there's something about our film's killer, Scorpio, that just, I don't know. There's something incredibly unfucking settling about him, and I can't quite put my finger on what. But goddamn, is he ever fucking creepy. You know, guys, how earlier I said that Scorpio was coming off as kind of sort of creepy and, like, really kind of sort of unfucking settling? He has gone from creepy to a major wimp within the span of, like, 30 seconds. However, though, that also is because Harry is just that much of a badass. He kind of sort of, punked him out incredibly quick. It was actually rather fucking cool. And now Scorpio has whiplashed back into being a creepy, threatening villain. Wow, guys, it would be really nice if this movie could keep a constant tone with its villain, but frankly, I think it actually kind of sort of works with Scorpio. I mean, but you see, this time, though, he's creepy because he's just kidnapped a bus full of children. And frankly, anybody is creepy and threatening and kind of sort of disgusting when they fucking do that, you know what I mean? Well, guys, that was Dirty Harry. Let me shut that off. Okay. Well, that was actually pretty good. I'm going to start with writing. And writing, I have to mention one of the big negatives this film has. And it has to do with our villain. It has to do with Scorpio. And it's the fact that Scorpio is a very odd character in the sense that he doesn't keep a consistent tone with anything. Now, he is played up as a serial killer, but he doesn't have any of the trappings of a normal serial killer, because because guys, anyone who has looked into, you know, like serial fucking killers know that most of them usually have a very set method. With very, very similar weapons or methods of killing people or types of victims. Scorpio's targets range from all ages, range from multiple races, and are from both genders. He has targeted both friggin' men and women, adults and children, black and white. He targets anything he possibly can. And also his method of and also his method changes too. Whether it be what now, it really doesn't matter if it's with a sniper rifle or if it's with a submachine gun or if it's with a liquor bottle or if it's with burying one of them the fuck alive. He keeps absolutely no tone in how he kills. And it comes off as a little bit, you know, suspect. Now, you could probably play all of that up to the fact that Scorpio could easily just be nuts. The problem with that is that a whole lot of his plans are way too thought out for him to be nuts. At one point, he tries to essentially fucking screw over Harry and perhaps maybe get him kicked out of the force by paying somebody to whip the living shit out of him, so that way he can then claim that it was Harry fucking Callahan who beat him. You know, he thought all of this through. And at the end of the film, he gets a pistol by basically knocking out and possibly killing the owner of a liquor store that had been robbed 14 times in the last year, I believe he said, or last 3 years, or something like that. And it had gotten to a point where the owner of the liquor store has a gun, and the guy was dumb enough to pull it out. Scorpio thought about all of this. Scorpio plans out everything so well that there's no way that he can possibly be nuts, which then drives us back to why is his method of killing so, you know, so fucking everywhere? Why is it that he's sniping fucking why is he sniping random people in the first act and then he starts taking fucking hostages? Why, you know, just why anything? It really does feel as if Scorpio was probably intended to be multiple characters stretched out over the course of one film, and apparently they wanted to just have a single villain for Harry to chase after, so they then just merged all of them, and it just sort of leaves the villain. It sort of leaves Scorpio himself feeling a little bit odd. Now, beyond that, though, everything else here in terms of writing is really solid. I mean, because we have tons and tons of character depth from everybody. Harry, honestly, is just a badass, lovable badass, too, in certain scenes. He is just awesome from start to finish. And the story here is great. And frankly, almost nobody is going to notice the odd tone with Scorpio and how it shifts, because they are going to be sucked into the story so fucking much. Writing here is really good. It probably would have been nicer, though, if Scorpio would have been a little bit more, you know, if he would have been a little bit more consistently written. But I'm not going to gripe on it too much, because frankly, writing here is still really solid, and the movie's awesome for it. Acting. The acting here is also incredibly solid. This is one of the better performances I've seen from Clint Eastwood, and Eastwood almost always turns in a stellar showing. And we have here a cast who is totally able to keep up with him in terms of, you know, in terms of acting talent and acting quality. And the guy who is playing as Scorpio, while still having to deal with the oddball tone which he was given, and the fact that it shifts so much, that actor was still able to work with it, and work with it incredibly well. The acting here, guys, is just really, really solid, and it really helps sell a mostly solid script. I'm actually trying to think if there was any acting that was sort of lacking, and I cannot think of any. But that's also because the film is really working with kind of sort of a smaller, you know, cast. and everybody here was cast perfectly. Camera work here is awesome. Special effects here are really awesome. I do have to comment that this is a movie from 1971, and because of that, what little friggin' like bits of blood we see here are a little bit bright, and I know for a fact that people who are used to more current films are used to very, very realistic blood. However, I do have to say that back in the 70s, blood on camera was always an incredibly bright shade of red. And some people are probably going to look at that and they are going to just sort of laugh at it because it looks really fake and it looks, you know, kind of cheap. However, that was the norm in the early 70s. So you basically have to take it for what it is. And frankly, it actually kind of helps add a little bit of a stylistic touch here. So I honestly wanted, I just wanted to mention that because I know that some people are bound to complain if they don't know how movies were back in the early 70s in terms of blood. Lighting here is good. And the camera work is fine. The score here is really decent. Ultimately, guys, Dirty Harry is a fantastic movie, and the one and only issue I have is just how the character of Scorpio just changes his tone and his victim victim choice and his kill choice just so much, and it just feels so you know off-putting, specifically because I kind of sort of know a little bit about serial killers methodology and everything, and it just sort of bothers me. Most other people are probably not even going to notice. A lot of people are probably not even going to fucking care. However, I do feel that is the one lone negative this movie has, and ultimately it is such a fucking trivial negative that I can almost guarantee you that nobody else is going to fucking care. So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen Dirty Harry yet, by all means check it out. The movie is awesome, and I am really looking forward to checking out the other 4 movies in this series later on this fucking month. This should be awesome. So I honestly, guys, am really happy that I watched this, and I'm even happier with the fact that I bought a box set with all 5 movies. This here is just the first 3, and I'm really happy to have the first one in my Blu-ray collection. I'm genuinely hoping for the other 4 to be as good, if not better. Wow. So anyway, guys, that was fantastic. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.